Hey everybody, welcome back. We're going to do the second video. I'm doing this one kind of quickly as far as the time in between because I did some reading last night and I learned quite a bit of stuff about march and road. I also asked some questions on some forums like on Board Game Geek and stuff and got some feedback. So I think I understand how it works, and I'll kind of explain my understanding with road column and march column. Okay, so that was confusing me a little bit. They seemed to be different, but kind of had to do a little digging in the rules. And so here's my understanding. So march column, you can have quite a few more guys in a hex. See if I can find that chart. I didn't look for that, but so here's the stacking chart, right? And march and attack column, if you're in a clear hex, sunken road hex, you can have 32 strength points in it. It would really be nice if they would put the road one on here because it was hard, to do some digging. Although if any other hex you can have 24, right? So like this guy right here has 8 strength points, so I could stack what was it, 32. So I could technically stack 4 of these guys and they would all be in like a march column. Okay, they'd be really bunched up, and when you get fired on, there's some target density modifiers, I believe, that would really be bad. So your opponent would just like mow you down, so that isn't very wise. But if you're going to be in a road column, now I can be on the road and be in a march column. But this is what started making me wonder last night when I was looking at stuff, is if you look at this little asterisk right here, right? And it says infantry, cavalry, artillery units are required to make a movement action disorder check, A, at the end of their movement when they both enter and exit a hex without stopping. So I was like, okay, well, what if you're on the road? And so if you come down here for road, there's notes down here that say road hex. When a unit in road column formation moves from a road hex to a continuous road hex, the cost is half movement point for each road hex, regardless of the terrain entered, and there is no facing change cost. Okay? Well, so if I go into this village right here, right, coming down this road, and I hit this village, if I'm in march column, you use these bracket numbers, right? Because right here it says infantry, cavalry when in road, march, and attack column. Okay? So that would also be road column, like if you're in the clear or whatever, right? But then there's that little note down here that says if you're on a continuous road, you pay a half no matter what. So you wouldn't pay these brackets unless you were, like if I was coming in from this direction into the, from the northeast, right? So if I come in this way, then I would pay the regular village cost of 1. But if I'm on this road, I pay a half. So I'm like, well, what's the difference? The big difference is if you're going to be in a road column, you can only have 4 strength points, right? So each of these would have to have an extension, which is going to push this line way back. But then when you come through, so this is my understanding, and this is what I asked on the forums, and this is what people were saying, is when I come down this road, if I'm in road column, I don't have to make that disorder check because I'm marching down the road. I'm assuming, and this is where maybe some feedback from some guys that know the period a little bit more, is the march column is similar to the road column, but it's obviously not, it's wider maybe, so they're not getting the full benefit of the road. It was a little confusing because I was assuming if you're marching, you're marching, but again, march column and road column are not the same. So if you want to move through villages, and the reason that's important is because coming up here, we have this village here, McChinnitz or whatever. Unless I'm moving through that in a road column, I'm going to have to go around that. Now, I looked this up, and I'm pretty sure this little stream here doesn't affect anything. The only rivers that, max that out, the only rivers that would cause problems are these. Like, you can't go through these, right? You can't cross those, and then the marshes would give some effects. So this marsh stuff would be not great. But this right here, as far as I know, doesn't affect anything. So these guys are all, so when I set them up last night, I put all these guys in a march column. So these guys are all fine, right? And in fact, as a better setup, because I was putting each guy in like a column, way back here, I'd be better off stacking them. So when I start to move, I'm not way back here. So I'm going to take advantage of I have the Prussian setup first, so I'm still doing the Prussian setup. So I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to move this guy off for a second. And I'm going to put, so in a clear hex, you come down here, march attack column, 32 strength points, and a clear sunken road hex. So I could put those guys all together, which would be more beneficial because then, I'm not starting way back here, right? So again, if I'm doing that wrong, somebody let me know, but I don't think I am. So this would be much more better tactically for me than these guys being way back here, and when they get to move 6, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they'll be here. Now they'll be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they'll be back here. Now, eventually I'll want to kind of spread that out because as I get, like I said, I'm pretty sure there's some Grenzers up here, which, all right, so I didn't know what a Grenzer was. I'm like, what the heck's a Grenzer? So I Googled that, and basically they're light troops. I think it said from Croatia and Transylvania. Croatia, I know, is right. I'm not sure on the Transylvania. So learn a little bit about that. Okay, so anyway, let's go back to doing this here. So what we got here? This was a... Oh, yeah, okay. So let's separate these guys. Now these guys I can only... I could put 3 together because that's 30. Nope, I can put 2 together. Math hard. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll put this guy, boom. 7, 13, so we're good there. I'll put the leader there. Oh, also, so maybe some of the examples I was reading, I assumed that wing commanders had 10 command range. They do not. The example in the book, the guy had a 10. This guy only has a 6, so I'm going to have to, okay, and I refer to this pretty frequently right now. So that'd be Gessler right here. He only has a range of 6, so to keep all his cavalry guys in command, I'm going to have to keep him a little bit closer because when he was up here, he was only able to probably get to this guy. I'd have to look up the command rules because I know when they're friendly guys, you can be a little, but it goes half movement points, but I'm not sure how that works with a wing commander. But he's going to have to be more like right here. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can reach this guy, and this guy. And then we'll have to remember to keep Frederick within 10 of him. Now that opens up this road a little bit more. Oh wait, I still got a guy here, don't I? This guy right here. I think he can still go on there. Yep. So it'd be 14 and 10 more is 24. So we'll do that. Change it. Oops. All right. Now facing, well, these guys can just march along here because these guys are all going to be in march column. I probably should find a, so you have a road column marker. I don't have a march column. Sometimes these will flip over. So if I flip that, no. We got a tack column. Does that flip? Sometimes you can flip a counter over and they have like two sides to it. So unless I'm a little confused. Okay, well. Oh, okay, so it'd be march column because I'm facing the hex side instead of a hex spine like this. So this means you're in column. And I don't have to mark it road column because if you're facing this way without a marker, you're just in march column. If you're facing a hex spine like this, then you are in line, right? Or, I'd have to change it to square or whatever with a marker. Okay, so let's go back and fix up some more of this stuff here. So the infantry we can have, I think it's the same with, it's just, infantry, yeah. So I guess cavalry is 18 strength point. Oh, that's infantry. Cavalry, you can only put 18. All right, live and learn here, folks, on the fly. So let's get that leader off there. And let's do that. Okay. So boom, boom. I should make sure some of these have A's and B's. So make sure those are stacked together probably. Would be important. I think we're good there just by sheer dumb luck. Okay, so that's going to change a little bit, but that's okay. We're learning. Okay, so these guys are going to have to move back 2, and it was 18. So there I could put a little bit more together, but it's not really going to matter because I can't put all. So I might as well put 2 and 2. So I have an A and a B on this one. So I want to keep those guys together. And they're going to have to shift back and make room for, we'll put this ROC, that's an A and a B. So we'll put that together. And we can't put these together because those are 22 and you can only have 18. All right. So we averted that disaster. So the infantry you can have 32. So take off the move status there because it clutters it up. So here we have Bevern. Talked a lot about him yesterday. Let's move him for a second. So are any of these? None of these were like A's and B's, right? Okay, so we can put these 4 together here, and then there's 3 more here. We can put them here, and then we got to turn that stack. I got to figure out what the counterclockwise one is. All right. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to keep these guys. If I'm in road column, I can only have 4. I don't need to have the road because if I look at the chart, if I'm in a clear hex, infantry and cavalry, and these little trees don't matter, it says that the center of the hex is what distinguishes the terrain, right? These are just for looks. So it's not all just white, it breaks it up. So moving along these clear hexes, I'll still get the benefit of being in a march column. And I won't have to extend everything so far out. So I'm going to come alongside this town, but I think I'm going to put my artillery maybe on the road. We'll see. So let's do, and I kind of want to learn this stuff. So PB would be this Prince von Braunschweig. So we're going to put, we got, okay, let's put Bevern back on there. And then we got these guys we're putting in line. And that's, who's KL again? Kleist. So Kleist is, he's going to try to move through the vineyards. Not sure if that's a good idea or not right now. That's what he's going to do. And then the prince here, we're going to put him, same thing. So this one isn't a town hex. These three are. So I'm going to go here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I can put these. I'm going to do this just because it's a little more uniform. I'm going to just put these, I'm going to swap them out. So I'm going to put these 4 together because these are all the same unit, I think. No, they're not, so it didn't matter. And we'll put the prince at the head of that march column. Now this stuff will shake out a little bit as we start to get out here because we'll have to start getting ready so we can change into line formation and not be in a big line. All right, so this guy here, which is Gessler, he needs to be at the cavalry, and then Keith, which is right here, needs to have all of his dudes. All right, so I think that's working out pretty good. Now, I still have the independent guys, and I'm really not 100% sure what to do with those guys. Oh, so here's something new. Number of units in formation can also be a letter designation for cavalry A, B, C, D. In this case, formation shown will have 2 battalion units. All right, so that's good to know. Anyway, independent units. So basically this artillery, I want to put that on the road, and I think these things I want to, these independent guys, so they basically kind of get ad hoc attached when you give a command, right? So like, let's say I activate Bevern here, and some of these guys are within his command range, he could go ahead and activate them to move with him. So I might just put these independent dudes kind of up front. And we get some, I think those are guard. But I think I'm going to put the artillery in the back coming up in a train kind of. So you can basically put 1 artillery piece in road column. It's not, it's going to be a long train. Oh, got this guy here too. Let's move him. He can go down here because we can have 32. So, okay. All right, so let's do that. Let's, what do we got? We only got 1 stack of cavalry here, so let's grab those guys and put them with the cavalry. We can stack 18, so that whole stack can just start together. So I think we'll just put this stack here, facing to the southeast. Oh, are these guys optional? Couldn't see on here, so I'm going to go look at my actual chart from the game here. So it's SZE. Is it Kelly? It doesn't have anything on there as far as optional, so I'm going to leave them. I don't know what this... I don't have any star or anything where on the other dudes, like up here, they have it on the chart as optional. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. But we're gonna put them on there. Since we're not giving them the optional, we'll give them whatever that thing is. Kind of want to do this with the independents then. I kind of want to put them kind of all toward the front so they can move out with these guys. So let's grab, it can be in the 1700 row, so let's grab that guy, that guy and this guy. And put them all together there and call march column. And then we'll grab this guard guy that looks 50 dudes here. Oops. He's pretty brittle. So he must be like you want to commit him at a key moment or something. So he's good in command. Let's get Keith. So his leaders are a little hard to see in this, but I'll get used to it, I think. 1, 2, 3. Those are the 3 leaders that Keith would have to be around. So if we just put Keith here, let's put him here for now. This artillery dude, he's got a big whopping range of 2. So he must just get him set up with a battery and let him do his thing. Before I set up Keith, though, I want to set up that artillery. So I don't... So we got 20 pounds, so those are bigger 10-pound howitzer, 2 10-pound howitzers. These are all 12-pound guns, I'm guessing like a Napoleonic style one, and those are some bigger 24-pounders. Not really sure how artillery works, and that's fine. I'm kind of learning on the fly, so I think we'll just put the smaller guns up. Now, here's another thing where it's got like a green bracket around it. Why do they do that to me? I don't know what that is. So let's put these dudes on the road. Alright, we're going to put these guys on this road here. But they have to be in a road column then. So that'll push these back like this, right? Because you have to go boom. And then you have to go get a marker for road column. And then you're supposed to get an extender. I don't remember that. I thought they had a column one. Well, we'll do this then. Ah, Z is the other one. Took a guess. Road column. Okay. So we'll do this extender to show they're in road column. I don't know if that'll be confusing with the line or what the deal is, but. And so this guy will be the same, so we'll clone that. Clone that. Put him in road column. I don't know if it'd be better to, you put these things on there and it kind of messes up your nice looking board with these black and white markers. So I don't know if we're going to have enough room to put all these dudes on the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 more units is it? That's brutal. Alright, so let's put some of these guys on this road here and some on this road. Okay, let's just do that. Because they're gonna have to be on the. So I can put 2 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. No, they're gonna use up all the road. Well, okay. You can be in road column and not be on a road. Because each one of these guns represents 4 strength points when you're doing road column. That's why I know they have to be spaced out. Now this guy here technically, I guess, does not. Where's the guy with a 1? Okay. So technically he doesn't, but that doesn't really do anything for us, right? You know, as far as it doesn't buy us any more road space because, oops. I guess I can get one big gun over there. We'll put this one alongside of it. Kinda. We'll put them there coming down. Actually, it'd be more beneficial to put them over here. That seems a little weird, but it'd be more beneficial to put them all down here and then move them onto the road. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so I'll show you what I'm doing here. So let's get this guy facing the right way, and then all the rest of these guys are going to face south. Alright, let's put them in a road column. So I'm going to clone this bad boy. Clone this bad boy. Oh, these guys I don't want to face south. What am I doing? Killing me. These guys got to face that way. Alright. So they're going down the road. Alright, now we gotta clone a bunch of these. Probably be faster if I do. Let's see. Clone. There. Let's make a bunch of them. Then drop and drag them. End up with one extra. Alright, so and not sure. It's, you know, the nice thing about Vassal is if I hover over it, I can see what's under it, but not sure if I like all those gray counters covering up the nice markers, right? But we'll leave them for now, and then I'll change them as I go, maybe. Might do that. Because then I can hover over and still see the... I can go like, well, he's facing the hex side and he's in the road. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that right now. Not sure yet if I care how the road column marker faces per se. I might just leave that so it's... Sorry, a little OCD here, but it's got to look good too, right? I mean, that's one of the reasons we play this stuff, is we want them to look good. We like the nice counters and all that good stuff. I think I got them all fixed now, so we'll see how that goes. If I missed one, I'll catch it later. All right, so we got all the artillery. These are all independent units. And all right, so we got to put these leaders, and then I think we're done with the Prussians. Yeah, that'll be the Prussian setup. Then we can do the Austrian setup, which the Austrian setup you don't get a choice, I don't think. I think everything is set in hexes. Let me get rid of these, because they were just marking the boundaries. So let's put Keith We'll put him here. And we'll put, well, we might as well put Frederick down here too then. So we'll put Frederick back here, and we'll put the artillery guy with him. And since I don't know what, I think he's just for like utilizing them to bombard because they're independent units, so they don't have like a command per se. So that's my understanding. All right, so that's going to be our Prussian setup. Good, bad, or otherwise, that's what it's going to be, and it's basically set up so I can start moving my cavalry. I'm thinking they're going to have to swing around south of this village is the plan, you know, and then the infantry will move in to the north of this village, and I should see what if there is a compass right there. So it's kind of north. It's not exactly north, but the northwest north. So I'm going to move this infantry, I think, and here is the plan with this ad hoc division kind of sweeping through here because I know there's going to be some Grenzers in here. I know that they're actually a tougher fight than they would look. They're just skirmishers, but they do really well in these vineyards. So we'll see how that goes for these guys and if that's a waste of time or not. It'll also, if the Austrians decide to bring in more formations, like all of them, would make them have to defend this. And if we come sweeping through here, you know, assuming it goes well, then they can't just leave this open if we start pushing the Grenzers back. And we have an option to swing into the northwest of Lobositz if we want. So that's the plan there. So let's grab my book and start setting up. So we covered what the march column, the road column. I don't know. I want to try to keep these shorter. We're at 32 minutes. I'm going to try to set up the Austrians next. And I was planning on maybe doing a couple moves, but I think I'll save that for next time, and I'll start making my first command rolls. So here's the Austrian sheet. I shrink these down because otherwise they take up the whole page. Lots of colors. What's going on here? So we'll see. We'll see how far I can get through the setup. Let me find that in the book here. All right, so the 6 a.m. start. Prussian deploys first. Austrians deploy second. So, Field Marshal Brown, Advance Guard Lacey. Now, I think it said in here if they don't have, unless otherwise designated, all units are placed on or within 1 hex of the hex listed with any facing and in any legal formation. Austrian units deployed off map must be placed only in the hex listed. Multiple hex formations are permitted provided one of the hexes occupied is on or within 1 hex of the hex listed for that unit. Some leaders have no specific setup area. They must be placed on or adjacent to any subordinate unit in their command wing or army. Okay, so Brown and Lacey don't have a hex. But we have Weed's command on any Lobositz village hex. So let's go find Weed. There he is. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I think when you're in a village hex, you're in general orders. I don't think you can be in any other formation when you're in a village. So Weed's command on any Lobositz village hex. So I'm just going to do them in the order that they deploy, and we'll see how the setup looks when we're done. So here's Weed's command. He's got 2 guys there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. So he's got a lot of dudes. And if we look at our, we're going to need some of these general order counters, I think. So I'll put one of those there that I can clone. And if we look at the stacking, if you're going to be in line, you can't be in line, you got to be in general order. I'm not sure how that works. I'll have to look that up. That's going to be one I'm going to have to look up. Let me make a little note. Can I be in line? I know if you move into a... I'm gonna assume right now that it's when you move in a village you go into general order. But that if you don't move, you can change formation in a village to be in a line, so you can have a line formation in the village. I don't know if that's correct or not, so what I'm going to do is I will make a note for next time. Oops. That's not what I wanted. On my Word document. Okay, well, I don't know where that went. I made a notes document for Lobositz. I must have put it somewhere. Okay, so I'll make a note here later, but let's go ahead and do that. So assuming, because they don't have general, like a stacking for general orders. So I'm going to assume I can stack 16 for now, and I'll check out, because they have infantry formation, square, march, attack, column, line, hook, cavalry, artillery, skirmish. Oh wait, all other hexes you can only, so that's only clear and sunken roads, so we can only have 12. That's interesting. Alright, well, let's put that guy there. Let's put that guy there. Now when they fire out of here, they're going to be limited on how many can fire, but I don't know if I want to do extended lines. Let's also take a look at this real quick when they come marching in. Well, let's see how many guys he's got first. So if I put them all like this, is that a village hex? Let's go look at the... Yeah, I guess that's part of the village. Looks more like a field, but I get it. So let's see how many guys he's got here first. How much of this village would he occupy with one guy on each square? It doesn't really benefit me to have a reserve, I guess, technically, but so he's going to cover that whole village. And he's got to start on one of his guys with a range of 5. We better put him in the middle. And we better turn all these guys facing the enemy, except I'm going to leave my leaders facing that way. So I think that guy's got a pretty huge command. I think we're going to try that. So let's weed on any Lobositz village hex, and we can only have 12. And these are all 7s? Yeah. So I can't combine any of those. So that's my understanding there. Haddock's command. Where's Haddock? Haddock's right here. Now he's cavalry. These are all infantry. Within 4 hexes of 50, 16. So within 4 hexes of this one right here. So let's move Haddock to there, just so we know the hex. And they got to be within 4 of that. That's 3 units that go together there, or some of them do. The smaller guys, they have an A and a B. So that would be like a bigger split up battalion kind of. Oh, boy. Well, let's go ahead and within 4 hexes, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think I'm going to stack these together so they got a little more punch. Put this guy here and this guy, and I think we'll just kind of shift them all. Well, let's do this. Alright, so they're all in line, and he's got to start stacked with one of them, so let's do that. So I guess we'll have to keep track of Lacey, because so he's got cavalry and infantry, and then he's got this, what is that? That's just a leader with no dudes. Okay, so that's interesting. Radicati's cavalry wing. Let's go find him. Let's look at this a little bit more. Oh, so Radicati's cavalry wing. So this is a wing we're talking about. So I was looking at these guys. We got to remember these are wings. So it looks like the Austrians have 4 wings. The Prussians only have 2 wings. So we're talking about Radicati or Radicati or whatever. He's what's an FLM? Lieutenant Field Marshal. Okay. Just trying to learn a little bit. Remember, don't know any of this stuff. Major General. All right, so his cavalry wing. Let's shrink this down again. What does it say about that? On any hexes of hex row 69 and 70. Okay, so that's back here. Okay. South of the Elbe and north of Morellenbach. 69. So basically this right here, this marsh, you got to be north of that and south of the Elbe River. So basically on any hex row 69 and 70. So I'm going to put them on the 69 so they're up closer. And they move 6. I'm not sure how fast stuff will... I guess you have to move every command once, so those guys we might want to put in a march column, maybe. So we have 2, 2, 2. So we got 4 total dudes. Oh, you know what? I didn't look at my cavalry stacking. I better look at that quick. Cavalry you can have 12, so I should be good, right? So 6, 6. All right. So they could have all been together too, but I think I'm going to leave them separate. I have big stacks for unit density. And they're in the clear, so they would actually have 18. if I wanted. Not really sure if I should put those guys in a march column or, because a line column would be silly, I think, because it's all clear. We have this sunken road, so they'd have, well, I guess, and this isn't a village or anything, so they could whip around there. But I guess they're going to have to go around this and around this, probably, because that sunken road probably ain't going to be too great. We move 6 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'd take us essentially an hour to move them up to there if we're in line. I don't think I'm just going to leave them in line formation. I don't think the Prussians are going to be. These guys I'm going to leave stacked because they can spread out before it gets too deadly. Before they start taking artillery fire or anything. And they got 2 little separate commanders. So, and then he only has a range of 5. I think he has to start. Well, it said any hex row, so I'm going to put him on here. Try to not to figure out. Well, he's a wing commander, so he's just going to want to be within 10 of Brown if he's going to move up. So, see. So I don't know how he might start out of command. Well, I guess we'll find out. Let's just keep moving forward. We'll figure this out as we go, and we'll learn from mistakes. So Colorat's main infantry wing. All right, so these are the dudes that are going to start off map. So that's right. So they get a lot of dudes, but they don't start with a lot of dudes. So that's Colorat, main infantry wing. And these different commands are going to start. So I got to find that off-map box. It's the turn track. So basically, let's see where it is here. Let's look. Special results, morale-related combat movement. Okay. I could have swore I saw it on here. Austrian units, so that's not what I want. Austrian OLB, is it on here somewhere? Oh, here's what these are. Updated. Units updated for the expansion. Oh, expansion. Parent units with components and optional units. Okay. Let's shrink that for a second. Austrian loss sheet. Is it on there? No, it's not on there. That's going to be Prussian units, Prussian OLB, Prussian loss sheet. Maybe they don't have it on here. So I'm going to have to make a paper note. So I'll show you what this is. It'll be a little hard to see. Wait a minute. Is it on the Prussian? Well, it is in here, but it's not really on the Prussian sheet on here. I thought I saw it on here, but I'll show you this real quick. So there's this off-map diagram. Let me switch over so I can see if I'm showing you. I gotta remember to go opposite. I'm gonna zoom this up a little bit for you. So there's this off-map diagram here. Okay, with all those letters, and that's representing stuff east of Lobositz, these hills and stuff. And shrink that down. So that represents areas off the map over here, right? And down around here and over to here even, although we're not... Oh, that's the other thing I looked up. So this map is bigger. The map that comes with my game, I'm planning on just playing with that because I don't know where all this additional information comes from, but this would be the cutoff hex across here on the map that came with my game right here at this church, right? So like all of this stuff south of this church is not on the map that came with my game. So I'm not going to use this, I don't think. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, our map ends right along this line right here. And this church is the only, so this church is on there, right? And then it goes like this, this bridge is on there. So units, so reinforcements will come on this off map stuff. But I can't believe that they don't have the off map thing in the game here. So like all of this guy's stuff is in the off map. And when you bring them on, that's what changes the victory conditions, right? So I can bring on 0 to 1 more formation, and I only still have to defend Lobositz, right? If I bring on 2 to 3 formations, then I have to defend Lobositz and Sulowitz. And if I bring on, I think it's more than 3, so 4 to 6, so basically at that point you bring on everybody, then I have to defend Melhata, okay? I'm thinking I'll have to bring them all 3 on because I don't know how much, like, I could have swore that was on here. I'm going to just double check these real quick. No, nothing. No. Okay. I don't think it's on here either. No. Okay. I could have swore I saw that. Well, I'll have to make a copy of that and keep track of who's where. I don't think it's on here anywhere. Oh, it's just the turn marker. Yeah. Anyway, sorry getting sidetracked. But anyway, so those guys move around on that off-map chart, and then you can decide to bring them in. And the Prussians, when you're playing against another person, they don't get to see that, at least not while the fog levels are a certain level. I don't know if that changes when the fog goes away that they could see it, because it represents some really big hills and stuff that are east of the town, is my understanding. So eventually they would see that. But anyway, so let's keep going. I'll have to punch my counters maybe and do that. I'm not sure if I want to do that or not, but I will figure out that chart. So we'll keep doing the setup, and I'll figure out off camera how to do the chart later. Because just so you know how it works, this guy right here, Colorat, Peroni's command is in off-map hex K. Krottendorf's command is off-map. This guy here is off-map hex N. McGuire is hex I off-map, and Lobkowitz. Oh, wait a minute now. So we got this guy over here. We got a cavalry guy. He's off max, so he's not the main infantry wing. And then he's Lushizi. Oh wait, I looked at Wolfensdorf. Yeah, so these guys are all off map. Bunk. Which only leaves us these guys and maybe independents. Do any of the independents? I guess the Grenzers are going to be the independents. I think these are Grenzers. So yeah, we're definitely going to have to bring on some of these commands. So each one of these commands, right? So if I bring on one of them, I only have to defend Lobositz. If I bring on, 2 or 3, I got to defend Sukoloth or whatever it is. And then if I bring on all 6, I got to defend 3 towns. But holy cow! At the very least, I can bring on 1 without changing anything. But they're not very big commands. All right, let's continue on and see what other stuff is on map. Detached Grenadiers. So Grenadiers 1 through 4, 8, and 9, which I think are these guys right here. Yep. Okay, so so Grenadiers 1 through 4, 8, and 9. I'm assuming they want these guys. So I don't understand what these guys here, 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5. So is that when you combine them? Maybe that's when you combine them. I'll have to do a little reading on that too. But these are within 4 hexes of 50, 16. So we're 50. Okay, so they're within 4 hexes of 50, 16 too. So they're within 4 of this. So alright, so I kind of like those guys broken up because you can only fire 4 out of a hex. So let's get these guys on the map. And they start out within 4 hexes of this spot. I would think I'd want my cavalry out front to charge and wreak havoc, so I think what I might do is just put, kind of overlap them a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, so here. Let's do... I don't know if I like that. No, they're just screening this whole unit. Although it's the way they start out, so I'm going to do that. Oops, went the wrong way. Okay. So those are a bunch of grenadiers, which are good troops. 5 through 7 is on any off-map hex, so I'll be able to change that later. Light infantry units. Banalistens Grenzers. So this is the BNL. So let's go find BNL. So these dudes, where do they go? Within 3 hexes of 2411. So that's going to shift us down here. So that was the... Alright, so they don't start right on the edge, but they well, within 3. So let's put them on this hex so we can keep track of where they go. Gotta be within 3. Alright, so they can start out here and harass a little bit. Well, not sure if that's a great plan or not. I guess these are independent guys, so I'm not really sure who's going to lead them. But they're out there. Alright, so we're going to do this and try to harass the Prussians. I'll see if that's a bad idea. Ogleniers, Karstader, Grenzers. That's the KAR guys. These guys are within 4 hexes of 5016. So all these guys are always over here. Why is everybody within 4 hexes of 5016? These are light troops, so I'm going to put them over here. So I'm going to screen the cavalry with them too. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I could be out a little bit more, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's do that. 1, 2. So let's do that, and I'll just put this out as a screen because these are light troops, right? Alright, so I'm going to just make sure I didn't forget anybody because those are all off map. Those are on Lobositz, hex 5016 for the cavalry that it Haddock's command. Then the Radicati's cavalry was way in the back over here, right? And the bunch of guys go in the off-map hexes, then detached grenadier units within 4 hexes. So these guys had to be within 4 of this, right? 5016. And then there's more grenadiers in an off-map hex, then light infantry units. Bana Listen Grenzers, those are the dudes we put up here. Then 3 hexes of that. Then Oglenier Karstader's Grenadiers are within 4 hexes of 5016 again. So everything's around this hex, it looks like. Artillery units. So let's go find those. Oops, no, the Prussians. Austrians. Alright, so artillery units. 1 12-pounder, 12, 2 through 4. So that's only 12-pounder, see with a 2 on it. I don't know what the 2 through 4 is. 1 6-pounder, 2 through 4. Okay, it says 1, 2 through 4. I'm guessing I get to take one of them. I'll have to do a little bit of checking. And I get a 7-pounder, 1 through 4. So I guess I can pick whichever one I want. Oh, so if I can pick 2 through 4, I probably want to take the. Oh wait, that's the. All right, so I can take those. These start on any village hex of Lobositz. Boom, boom. Let's see, I'll put this one on here. I get those guns kind of. All right, so let's do that, and then let's unit flip. I'm going to rotate it. Rotate my infantry guy was fine. So let's unit flip. Get rid of that. So the 6 and 7-pounders we got up closer. I'm assuming they're going to have shorter range, so we'll leave those there. I don't think that's a good plan though with this back here. So I think we'll put this one here and this one here. And I'll do some reading too and make sure on stacking. And the rest of them would go off map. So I'll have to make an off map chart. And then I got 2 special leaders. Special leaders are Drakowitz. This dude here. Oh, he's with the light dudes. He's within 3 hexes at 2413. So I suppose we'll just put him in the middle. Is it 2413 or 2411? Sorry, right here. So he's good. And then Forstein, he goes with any artillery unit. I'm guessing he's going to be up here. So he can go with any artillery unit. So I guess we'll put him with the 7-pounders. And we had Brown. I got to figure out where to put him. And that would be it, because everybody else starts off board. I'm thinking. So it says you have to place your leaders. Some leaders have no specific setup hex. They must be placed on or adjacent to any subordinate unit in their command, wing, or army. So I'm guessing Brown has to start with somebody, which means these guys will be out of command unless I put one of these dudes way back. Which would be dumb, because then they'd have to move through the town. So I'm guessing these guys are just going to be out of command for a little bit. He's got a range of 10, so he's pretty good. So we're going to put him back here. Because 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, he can't use the road. Which I think the road would help a little bit, because I think the road's a half. So that would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that would help. Yeah, that would certainly help. Well, he's a wing leader, so if it gets to him, then he can give orders to these guys. So I think they're going to be in command still because of the road. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure roads are half. And so we're probably good. I could have swore some grenadiers started with these guys based on some videos I've seen, but I'm going to go through on my own time off map and see if the setup looks correct as far as if guys are in hexes. I don't think I'll move any of the Austrians around. I'm going to go, leave them where they're at. But I think we'll just end with that. So there's our setup. Can't zoom all the way out, I don't think. You can zoom out pretty good. Remember, we're not playing below the church here, so our map is technically right about where this line is. It's a little lower, little higher than that. So we're not playing with any of this stuff down here. So let's see if I can line it up. So it would basically be, that would be our map. So there we have it. They're definitely going to have to bring in some Austrians. And the next time I do this, I'll start doing some of the command roles to start moving. And we'll see how it goes. So thanks for joining me. That probably wasn't super exciting. But like I said, this is going to be a grind. This is going to just be going through the process. And we'll see how it shakes out. Any rules, thoughts, or if anybody notices anything wrong with the setup, let me know. And then I'm going to have to figure out how to do this off map chart since I don't think they have it here in the vassal module. So we'll figure that out. All right, thanks for joining. Have a good day.